What's up, everybody?
Hi everybody, it's Cindy. We're here with Stamping Chick Creations. I am here with another Mystery Monday, and this is one technique that I love. It's like my go-to technique when I don't know what to do. I'm looking for something fun. You've seen this before if you've been on my YouTube channel, but I just thought for those that are new, it would be an awesome refresher. So let's go and take a look and see what we're going to create. I have to plug in my computer or my camera first for it to work. All right, here we go. So my desk is a disaster. So what we're going to use tonight is, let's take a look. We're going to use 3 different stamp sets. We're going to use the Beauty of Friendship, which I have not used this one a lot. I love it. It's kind of my go-to instead of Lovely as a Tree. So Beauty of Friendship stamp set, Inspiring Thoughts. So these two kind of coordinate. This one here is the one that has the large trees and then the leaves that would go on top, right? And then it has all the words. So they coordinate nicely together. So I'm going to use the Thank You So Much out of this set. And this one here is Welcoming Woods. Love this set. Oh my gosh. This set can be used for so many things. I can see it as a sympathy card. I can see it as a winter card. I can see it as a Christmas card. I can see it as a birthday card. So many possibilities with this one. If you saw my cards, I participated in a class with one of my downline. And she did a whole class around this Welcoming Woods, and the cards were remarkable. So, yeah, so take a look at those on my website if you have not checked those out yet. So beautiful, beautiful set. So let's take a look and let's see what we're going to do here. So those of you that have been around for a while likely know what I'm doing. Those of you that are new, welcome. We are going to be doing the baby wipe technique. Okay, but I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on it. So to do the baby wipe technique, let me show you actually, let me put this to the side for a second. Let me show you the card. So this one I literally just did before coming on camera. I did this very, very quickly. And I'm going to actually change some of the colors. And this is what I love about this technique is depending on what colors you use, your card will turn out completely different. So I am using Mary Merlot card base, and then this is a piece of Very Vanilla. So let's go ahead and we'll make this card, and I'll show you how different this will come out. All right, so what we need to do this technique is you need a baby wipe. It does not matter which type of baby wipe you're using. Dollar store, doesn't matter as long as they're moist. So basically I've just folded this like it comes, and then I'm folding this again in half. Now, generally, when I do this, I would have a styrofoam plate underneath just because it captures the ink that I'm going to put on it. I don't have a styrofoam plate here, funny enough, but that's okay. We're just going to use this piece of wax paper. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use our reinkers. Now this technique I love because it uses very little supplies and it doesn't use your stamp pads. It actually uses your reinkers. So a lot of times we buy reinkers to re-ink our ink pads, but then we don't really know what else to do with them. So this is a really, really great technique for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a couple of drops. So this first color I'm using is Cajun Craze. I want fall-ish colors. So this one is going to be Crushed Curry. There's not much left in my Crushed Curry. So again, just a couple drops. And as you work through this, you'll get a whole different variety of colors. So this is Old Olive that I'm using. And then this one is Pumpkin Pie, if I can get it open. I squeeze my, close my ink pads very tightly so that they don't spill. And then when I go to open them, I can't open them because they're too tight. Okay, so what I need is my base. So here I am going to use, this is Cherry Cobbler. It actually looked like Mary Merlot when I cut it, but it's Cherry Cobbler actually under the light. And this is Bumblebee. And then I'm using a piece of Very Vanilla. So I'm just going to bring a chipboard in here just to catch some of the color. So what I want to do is I want to bring in my Early Espresso ink pad. And I'm going to actually use the tree trunk, and I just re-inked my ink pad just before I went on camera. So, because my trunks on my other card were very, very faint. So I'm just stamping my first tree. And then I'm going to kind of come down just so they look like they're all different heights. It gives it some depth. But we want to be careful because we want to leave enough room to put our leaves onto our card. Because if I get these trees to get too close together, then I won't be able to get my my leaves onto my trees. Okay, so that's it for my Early Espresso. Put him home. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use the tree. Let me just show you because it's hard to see because these are photopolymer. I'm using this one here. Now I did try to use this one and it didn't really work amazingly well, but I'm using this one, and this is actually a two-step stamp. So this one is much more detailed and this one is fine. Okay, so I'm just going to put those there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my baby wipe as my ink pad. Okay, so I'm just putting my stamp directly in. Now I am moving this around to get a variety of colors. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp this directly on my paper. I'm going to hold it for a second and then I'm going to lift up. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you guys can see how gorgeous this is. So I'm blending my colors and I'm stamping. I could probably put a little bit more green. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. So the really awesome thing is I can do this technique 100 times and I can get 100 different looks. That's what I love about this technique. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so actually what I want to do, I'm just going to try something. Just bear with me. Yeah, so it is a little bit fuller, but I think I like this design better, actually, this pattern here. Okay, so you clean off your stamp. So I could continue to use this as my ink pad to make several more cards. And then if I just keep adding more, it just changes it. So it's really, really cool. It's an awesome technique. So here's my card. It's pretty, a little bland, a little boring. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our blending brush. If you do not have these blending brushes yet, I'm not sure why you don't, because these are the most incredible thing you have ever seen. So they actually feel like velvet. There's millions of little bristles in here, but they're so soft they actually feel like velvet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my Pear Pizzazz, which is a light green, and I'm just going to tap, and I'm just going to swirl this onto my paper. So I'm kind of going in a circular motion. And what I'm trying to do is create the effect of grass or the ground. Now, maybe I don't want green. Maybe I want brown and orange, but I'm choosing to do mine in green. So I might just go a little bit higher. And you'll notice I'm going right through the trees, right? There we go. Okay, so now I'm just kind of brushing that off. Oh, can you see that? I am so sorry. I am the worst for doing that. It drives me nuts when I watch somebody's video and they're not in camera, and I do the exact same thing. All right, and I just put my finger in the ink pad. So now I'm just going to take, this is, what is this? Balmy Blue. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing, but now I'm just going to create our sky. So when you get to your sky, you maybe want to be a little bit more cognizant about where your brush is, because you probably don't want blue in your trees, but probably really does not matter too much. So you kind of want to start off your page a little bit with your brush. Otherwise you will get the more solid look there. So again, in this case, I don't mind this because I think it looks like clouds. But depending on the effect that you're trying to go for, it might actually ruin your card. So you just want to be very aware of that. So you want to start off your paper. So that's why I like to put something underneath, just so that there's something there to protect my surface. And this is just a piece of chipboard that I had sitting here. All right, so I'm losing my voice. There we go. So see how I do have some of that thumping in there, but that's okay. So I really like how this card is turning out. I think it's turning out a little bit nicer than my first one. So it still kind of looks a little bit bland. So I could do a couple things. I could essentially take this piece here. It is intended to be grass, I suppose. I could put that down across here, but I thought it would be really fun to use the leaves from the Welcoming Woods set to make it look like they're falling leaves. So to do that, I'm going to take my pumpkin pie ink pad. Now, you'll notice that these stamps are laid out a little bit funny. They kind of go in a weird shape, and that's because they're intended to go with the birch trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of make my own pattern here. I might go like this on this one. Just filling in between the trees is really what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so there's some falling leaves. So leaves are not just orange though. Oops, I don't want to take that off. Some leaves are green. Some leaves are yellow. Some leaves are brown. So you could just decide which colors you want to use. I'm just going to use green here for this purpose. And what I'm doing is I'm just coming in and I'm just adding some additional leaves just to fill it in so it doesn't look completely empty. So now the trees in proportion to the leaves are maybe a little bit smaller to the leaves, but I just thought that was a really fun idea. So now I'm going to use this Thanks So Much, which is from the Inspired Thoughts set. And I'm going to actually use Mary Merlot, although I think my paper is Cherry Cobbler, but this is such a dark color, it's hard to tell. It actually almost looks black when you stamp it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that about there. Okay. So there we go. So now I am ready to assemble my card. Okay, I don't need this chipboard anymore, so let's get that out of here. This can actually go in the garbage now because I'm done with it. If I wanted to create more, I could. So I don't have any Stampin' Up! Glue, I don't think, because my order is at home. So I am going to use this cheap glue, which never use cheap glue. Ever use cheap glue. Our Stampin' Seal right now is the most amazing thing I have tried. You need very little of it. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but I will tell you that the new rolls are actually a lot easier to use than the first batch that came out. So the first one that came out, they were wound very, very tight, very hard to get them to unravel and run, but they actually are working very nicely. So you will notice how much glue I'm using here. That's because this adhesive actually does not stick very well. Okay, so I did actually cut my paper like 1/8 of an inch in, so you can very little see the border. I do have to replace my blade too. Grr. So there is your card. So you can see here, same card, a little bit different depending on the shading. My trees actually didn't turn out as dark as I wanted them to, but if you had a very dark ink pad for your early espresso, they would turn out amazing. I did go over this one. So again, this one was using the more full stamp, and this one is using the more outlined. And I do think I like the outlined one better. So just a super, super quick fall card for you. And again, I could actually go inside and put my paper, and I could do the same. I could put a tree here and also carry that theme all the way through and do my envelope as well if I wanted to. So anyway, that is just a super, super quick technique on using your baby wipes and on how to use the blending brushes, because I've heard lots of you guys say, I don't know how to use those. So these come in a pack of 3. They are amazing. You can use 1 per color, which is what is recommended. At the time that I started using this one, they were on back order with an indefinite date. So this one I had just used for all the colors. And you can see it's like, it doesn't come off of my hand or anything. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah, so that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that when I upload videos that you're notified. And be sure to follow me on Pinterest and Instagram, and of course on Facebook. And be sure to leave a comment what you thought of the video. I love reading the comments. And also, as a side, if you are, if you make this project, sorry, I'm just trying to focus this. If you make this project and post it, either on any of my social media channels, actually, I will put your name in a draw for a prize. Okay, so be sure to do that, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for supporting me, and we will talk soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
It's all because everybody plays a part in doing what we love. It doesn't matter where you go, you find a friend who does just what they love and lets it show. One card at a time can really change the way we live. Focused on the sharing and the chance we have to give. You can do most anything, so just do what you love. Live it, share it, you know it's what you're dreaming of. What we love, what we do makes a difference in me and you. All these years of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live and what we say, it's stepping up and it's our way to love, live and share it today. To love, live and share it today. Just look around and you can see it's so much more than stamps and ink. It's more than just a card you see. It's part of you, a part of me. It's creativity. You can do most anything, so just do what you love. Live it, share it, you know it's what you're dreaming of. It's what you're dreaming of. What we love.